Earlier, we started a conversation on OKX and how it became so much more than an exchange. We talked about the Wild West and how we can redefine the Wild Wild West into the Mild West. Next up, we're going to hear from another member of OKX, the Europe CEO, Erald Ghoos.
OKX? What's that?
Dunno. A rapper, maybe?
OKX, don't you see I am an animal? So OKX.
You sure it's not a perfume?
A celebrity-endorsed cereal.
OKX. It's great for the whole family.
It's a new TV series.
It's an OKX. Take him down.
No, sounds like one of those genius football formations.
OKX, OKX. Go out there and show how good you are.
Is it a wrestler?
A cult?
Or is it a new scientific discovery?
Beautiful.
I don't think you should touch it.
Hello.
OKX isn't any of these things. It's your new favorite crypto trading app.
Oh, crypto.
Makes sense.
Hello everybody. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue. I'm Erald Ghoos. I'm the CEO of OKX in Europe. And today I would like a little bit of time to talk to you about two things mainly. First, I want to share with you the roadmap that Europe has been on when it comes to regulating crypto. In some of the previous sessions, they already elaborated a little bit more on that. But all of that I want to do so that we can introduce our new product that we are launching today in OKX. So I want to build up a little bit of a crescendo towards that announcement. I also want to share a little bit more of the regulatory complexities in Europe that will also make you appreciate more the product that we have been building. So let me start with a little bit of a history, a little bit of background. So where we are now and where crypto has been coming from. So arguably, crypto exists since 2008, 2009, when the first, when the Bitcoin white paper came out, when the first crypto blockchain Bitcoin transactions were performed. Following 2 years, the following 3 years perhaps, it was more of the incubation, the pioneering phase, and that was followed with what I call the settler phase. The settler phase, that lasted for about, I think, 10 years. A lot of things, not necessarily all good things, happened during those decades, as also our managing partner and CMO, Haider Rafik, referred to it in one of the earlier sessions. It was a bit more the wild, wild west, right? Obviously, people lost money. There were bad actors in the space. Clearly, regulators had to do something about it. They had to step in. They had to build safeguards. They had to build entry criteria where players who want to operate in this space need to hold themselves on. All that to protect consumers. Now, in the last 4 or 5 years, particularly in Europe, MiCA, I think it's a name or word or an abbreviation that has been used in every session that I've attended so far. So it's a well-known name and title. I'm happy to see that evolution because like when 2 years ago you talked about MiCA, in these conferences, people were like, what, MiCA? So it's now already more of a household name and a very well established and set up terminology. So since then, Europe has embraced crypto, blockchain, digital assets. It came with a regulatory framework around it that was called MiCA. At OKX, we also quickly understood on a global level that the future of crypto is going to be the regulated future. Wherever there is a jurisdiction, a country, a region, where there is a crypto regulatory framework in place or in the making, we as OKX, we would go in, we would set up a local entity, we would hire a team of local experts and try to apply for that license. Now in Europe, we have done that, and we've tripled down on that because since we got our MiCA license, we also managed to get our PI license. That's a payments institution license. And that is something that fills the gap between the PSD2 and MiCA to make sure that if you want to transmit, transfer, hold stable coins, you need to have one of those instruments or an EMI. Then we also recently obtained our MiFID in order to offer more derivative-based products to our consumers in Europe. With those 3 licenses, I also feel very bullish that we will be able to offer a solution for all the financial needs that consumers might have, particularly in Europe. And those financial needs are mainly threefold. There are only 3 financial needs that anybody will ever have in their entire lives. So the first financial need that somebody can encounter is you want to pay and you want to get paid. For instance, you want to receive your salary, you want to go to the shop, you want to buy for your groceries, you want to go in a coffee shop, you want to pay for your coffee, you want to send money to your friends or your relatives for Christmas or their birthdays. The second financial need that anybody ever can have in their life is you want to accrue wealth, right? You want to have your savings, you want to put them to work, you want to make sure that the money that you worked for hard, that it even earns more money. That's the second financial need. And the third financial need, which is for most of us, not everybody, some people are born lucky, is that you want to borrow and lend money for a car, for a house, for, you know, any kind of daily spendings. So those are the 3 financial needs. We at OKX, we believe also firmly that having those 3 licenses in Europe will really help us to build intuitive and great products in Europe to serve those financial needs. What we've now built in Europe on OKX is in 2005, early January, we were the first global exchange to receive the MiCA license in Europe. Then afterwards, in February, we passported that license across all the 30 EEA member states. Then in the middle of 2025, we expanded our product offering in Europe by adding onto our product stack all the local important payment channels so that our users can use their local trusted currencies and also payment methods to move money in and out of our exchange. Then in December, we also launched our spot margin in Europe. And now most recently, we have also launched a great solution for the first financial need that I earlier mentioned, for people to allow people to pay and to get paid with our OKX Pay and card. This is a bold statement that I also want to elaborate a little bit on, is that I believe firmly that 80% of the exchanges in Europe will not survive MiCA. Where do I get that bold statement from is already in the past year, I think a year and a half, we've been actively approached by some of our smaller competitors who want to throw the towel in, who said like, it's too heavy, too much regulatory burden, we don't have the technology stack to comply with the regulations like MiCA. Because it's not only about MiCA, it's also DORA, it's GDPR, it's all the safeguards that we need to build around consumer protection. It's a heavy build, right? So I predict that there will be quite a consolidation happening after MiCA or under MiCA, particularly now that the deadline, the transition period for MiCA is coming to an end in June, July. So we will see quite a bit of consolidations happening. We'll also see a couple of some companies that will not make it to the MiCA standard throw in the towel. Now, I'm coming up to the announcement that I want to make, and I just want to point out some of the things that advanced traders really need as a product in Europe, or not only in Europe, globally, but what is particularly difficult under the heavy regulatory burden in Europe to achieve. So Traders, they want to go long and short, right? They just don't want to buy and hold. They want to be able to, read the chart, see where a token or a market is going, to be able to long and short it. They want to leverage their position and liquidity, and very important, and something where we are now trying to fill the gap, is they want a platform that they can trust, a regulated platform to build on all of this. That's where I want to introduce our new product. We call it Experps, and we have a quick video on this. So up until now, consumers in Europe, they had to make a hard choice. Or trade on a regulated platform with limited product offering, with limited liquidity, with limited depth, with limited spread, or go offshore to untrusted platforms where they can get deep liquidity, where they can get a wide variety of products to serve their high-demand trading needs. Now, what we have done at OKX is we build within a fully regulated environment a new product that caters to all the traders' financial needs. Now, we have the Experps. It's a 5-year expiry future. It has no forced rollover. You choose when you close your position whenever you like. We have an 8-hourly funding mechanism. What is that about? It's to make sure that the prices that we have on our Expert product never deviate too far from the spot market prices. That's a very important product feature that we have there. And then also we offer regulatory clarity. We understand that this product is not suitable for everybody. So in order to get access to that product, our users, we will have to make them go through a suitability assessment before they have access to the product. Now, that's not everything. What is also very important to understand is this product, it also comes with a multi-asset margin. So we have several kinds of currencies available for collateral on that product. We have great liquidity and a tight spread, and 3 settlement currencies. That's USDC, USD, and USDG. Now, one of the misconceptions that I also quickly want to talk about is when it comes to these kind of trades, the volume is not always the most important. It's an indicator, but what traders appreciate and value the most is the spread and the depth. Because that also avoids of you placing a position which then moves the market to avoid slippage. So in these things, we now have in Europe a product that is rivaling and probably in some cases even overtaking some of the liquidity of some of the offshore exchanges. So we don't have to compromise anymore in Europe between working on a regulated trading platform and having the best features and best liquidity available. Quick comparison side by side. So we offer in OKX a unified account. What is a unified account? The assets that you have in your spot wallet, you can also use as collateral in your Experps, in your derivative wallet. That's a great feature. As far as we know, nobody else in the industry has that functionality. We have 3 settlement currencies that I earlier mentioned, USD, USDG, and USDC. We have a multi-asset Experp product, so multi-asset collateral that can be used. We have a maximum leverage of 10x. We feel that 10x is something that also, based on our global experience, is something that users feel comfortable with, that they're happy with to trade. And then also the minimum tray size at OKX, it's $7. So even if you want to experiment or you want to trial with a trading strategy, you don't immediately have to go into the several hundreds of setting up your trades. Order types, we have trailing stop loss, scaled order, trigger, and advanced limit order. And also we have a full-grade institutional API available. Now, today, 95%, and that's a big number, right? Like 95, think about it. 95% of all the derivative trades are going offshore. What we want to do at OKX is with our expert products, we will bring that onshore in a regulated environment, making sure that all the right user protection is there. So that is our bold mission statement, where we want to make sure that a big chunk of that 95% offshore trading happens on a fully regulated platform within Europe under regulatory supervision. That's my announcement. People, thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a very nice day and great rest of the conference.
Welcome to Signal Week.